Got it. Okay. So I think Maria, is your first time on TNT? I think no, right?
Yes, it's my first time.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. Nice. So let me explain. One second. Okay, guys. Welcome. My special for Rodrigo and Maria. I think the others. I'm almost sure it's not the first time. And yeah, I will explain what is TNT. And basically, TNT is a talk and talk. It is a platform for beginners, intermediate, and advanced levels. Doesn't matter your levels, for all levels, you're here to practice your English in a real conversation talk, This is not a class, so no one here will correct you, so feel free to be yourself. Don't worry about your make mistakes, I think the mistakes is the part of the process to learning, and how does the work? Oh, one more people coming, Luis. And basically, I split you in small group for this way you can talk more, in this group. In general, you choose a person to be a leader of the questions, and every session, immersion have like a subject. So like during the week, you have a lot of options to schedule according to your routine, With me, it is every Sunday at 7 p.m. this time, but Bruna has another immersions, during the week. You have another hosts like me, and so yeah, and our philosophy basically be respect with each other. If you see something you are not comfortable, you can say for us in a private. But in general, the community, it is so good. It is a good place to practice your English. And yeah, I hope you like it today. The topic. Let me see. And all immersion we put on YouTube. So we have a channel TNT on YouTube, Talk and Talk. We have some social media like Instagram, and then you can follow us there. And ever immersion will be there for you to see later. And if you'll be not comfortable with this, you're going live on YouTube. We have the pro plan where you can make some class in individual or in small groups, So basically here, no worries about your mistakes and feel free to train your English, okay? So let me put here the questions for us. 1 second, let me copy and paste. And I think I don't know Rodrigo and Maria, but you can see the questions before our sessions, So if you want to see what is be the topic today, you can see there. Let me paste here. Oh, you try to copy again. 1 second. Sometimes the Zoom don't allow us to copy all the questions. Let me put here. Uh-oh. Okay, so we are 8 peoples. I think I split us in 2 groups. 1 second, guys. Requirements to create. Okay, let me more. And here we go. Before we start in your group, introduce yourself, and choose a leader. So basically that's it. And enjoy the conversations. Open all rooms. Oh, I almost forget. 1 second. 2. Yes. Here we go, guys. I'm sorry for the late. Just accept the invite. So nice. So let's start. Herbert, would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Sorry.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Say what's your
Okay.
where you from, and feel free to
Okay.
introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Herbert. I'm 26 years old. I'm from São Paulo capital. I live in São Paulo, and nowadays I'm working financial administrative area
Mhm.
in a consulting company. I'm there since May, so during 4 months. 4 months.
Mhm.
And I'm here on TNT to develop my speaking. I think everybody here
Yeah,
wants to develop the speaking skills. So that's the reason I'm here.
very good, Herbert. Thanks for introduce yourself. Maria, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. So my name is Maria Luisa. I'm from Belo Horizonte and I am 25 years old. I work as a business analyst in a consultancy company. And I have been studying English for 2 years, most intensive, but I have some difficulty in speaking skills, so I trying some platforms to get better.
Very good. Thank you for sharing, and welcome one more time. And Luis, how about you?
Good evening for everyone.
Good
My name
evening.
is Luis. I have 28. I live in a small city called Martin Campos. It's in Minas Gerais state. It's a really small city with 10,000 inhabitants.
Wow.
Almost everyone is from the same family. And I am a dog person. I have one dog and I love. Sometimes I want to get a job or to get a dog on the streets and bring to my home, but we don't have enough space at this time, but we will have. And that's it. I like to ride a bike. I like to study English. I work with IT, focus on network security. And I'm here to improve my English and in general, my communication skill. It's a pleasure to be here on TNT.
Very good, Luis. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, how about me? I'm Johnny. I'm 26. I'm Christian. I live in Osasco, São Paulo, with my mom, and I'm graduated in electrical engineering at USP, University of São Paulo. Nowadays, I work with electricity market in Chamber of Commerce. I always forget the acronym in English name, but basically the company management all the operations in the country with commercialization energy, and I like this area. We have a lot of things to study, and yeah, and I'm a host on TNT here every Sunday. It is very, very good this time to practice English, and to meet new people also. Yeah, and if you want connect me with in LinkedIn, feel free. I like to make new connections, you know. So if you put Johnny Harrington, you can find me there. You'll be a pleasure accept you there also. And I recommend for you make this with others person between, because I think it is a good way to connect. Thank you, Luis. So let's start. Today the topic will be the English conversations questions. You know, and I will start with ladies first, okay? Maria, the question number one. How long have you been studying English? I think you already answered. And why do you study English?
I studied English for about 1.5 years, and I back to study 2 years ago, and I'm studying now. But most focus on grammar, general English skills. But I'm feeling a necessity to practice more speaking skills, mainly because my current company is trying to internationalizing the services, and I have some pressure to get better.
Yeah, I can imagine, because sometimes the when you need something help you to improve because you have goals, you know, and you need to leave your comfortable zone. And yeah, I think the English nowadays is for some areas more important, and in your area I think is very important because sometimes you need to live with a customer. Yeah, and sometimes English in the business is very how can I say, important, but not only important. Sometimes it is like I forget the word, the key word, but I can imagine the depression, you know. But yeah, I think in a good way, and thank you for sharing. Luis, how about you?
Well, I don't know exactly how long I have been studying because uh, I studied sometimes, then I stopped, and then I started again. I tried a lot of options, a lot of strategies
Mhm.
to study English. I start with a strategy that I don't recommend, but
Oh,
helped me when I started. And and there is no formula exactly to study,
yeah.
but maybe 5 years or more, but not, I didn't keep studying all this time. All
Hmm.
right. I've passed 1 year use one app that's called BBC English Listening. This app, I don't know, but I think this app isn't available more.
Oh,
They
really?
it does exist, but helped me a lot with
Hmm.
listening. And after this, I went to YouTube and keep listening, and I improve a lot of listening.
Nice.
But speak, it's now here in TNT that are helping me, really help me to study.
Very, very
And
good.
why? Well, the reasons that bring me to study English for start with professional when I was in university. English is in all places when for those who work with technology, and that's it. All you read is in English or
Yeah.
courses that
Hmm. I
you
totally
can
agree.
do. Yes. And for professional reasons too, maybe I will get a job abroad.
Hmm.
I will try, I keep trying. And that's it.
Very good. Yeah, I identify with you when you said sometimes we have a lot of methods nowadays, options. Sometimes we feel we need to try and to see one of it is have a match with us. And but yeah, I think it is good the motivation you have to study when you have a clear focus. it is help us to improve. Yeah, go ahead, Luis, if you want to add something.
Well, I would like to share that I never been in a traditional school because I think that, um, well, I don't know, but I never feel comfortable to get in there. All right. I don't know about the methodologies, but I already see a lot of schools. I visited a lot of schools, but I never been there because I didn't feel comfortable. I think that's it.
Yeah, it is weird because in Brazil have like a lot of school language, but if you see the percent of the population who speak another language, second language, is really small. So has something wrong in this process, in this process of this method with the school language. But yeah, that's it. And Herbert, how about you, my friend?
Uh, Um, oh, sorry. Studying English, I don't know exactly because I when I was teenager, there in a traditional school, English school, like a course. But nowadays, I try to develop English by myself. Uh, for speaking, I hear TNT and reading. Like I try to reading notice to understand to develop my reading skills by newsletter articles or investor relations like about the specific company. Like if you want to know about Google, the financial results you can see on the website on investor relation to understand about the business of of a specific company. So I understand English and business at the same time, and watch videos on YouTube, especially, or watch a serial on Netflix.
Nice. So very
And
good. Yep.
here to develop English for my career, especially my career, because I don't use English at my work, but in the future, if I want a job that requests English, I will probably be okay if I
I
have
see.
a good English.
I see. Nice, Herbert. Thank you for sharing. And let me ask you the question number two. What level of English would satisfy you, and what learning goals do you have? I think you already said now about your for job professional, and it is, and if you think it is possible to learn to speak English like a native speaker does. So a lot of question in a one. So feel free to answer in your way.
Me in this,
Mhm.
okay. My level nowadays, my level I think is intermediate, especially in speaking. Really, I think maybe is level up. I don't know. And my learning goals, I said that's especially for work, my career, and not for career, not only career, but to understand, yeah, to watch things in English. That's many content that we don't have in Brazil, right, that we have in other countries, especially USA, that we can learn a lot. The questions, and is it possible to learn speaking like a native speaker? It's not like a native speaker because we need to live in of course, we can develop advanced professional English on the speak, but not like a native because it's different. The native lives there, and I we think we don't probably won't reach the native. Native
Hmm.
inspire you live there, but of course, if you have a important not to be a native speaker, but to speak that the other people can understand.
I see. And just before I move with it for another person, uh, have you ever the opportunity to talk with a native person, and how was the conversation? You know.
Oh, when I was in USA, I s- when I speak, of course, the is very different
Hmm.
to people that are proficient on English, but there's different with native. The way of speaking. But when I speak,
Hmm.
when I spoke with this person, the people that are USA, oh, they clearly understand that I'm not a native, I'm a foreigner. But the importance of if they understand, it's okay.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Harry, for sharing. And thanks. And Maria, how about you? Feel free to answer the question number 2 and 3 in your way, you know.
Uh, I think nowadays the level would satisfy me. It's feel confident to communicate because when I have opportunity, I tend to avoid to talk because I'm very insecure about my speaking skills. Sometimes all the words missing in my head, and I try to avoid putting me on the situation. But I have know that I need to practice to feel confident. So I I'm looking for this goal today.
Mhm.
I never been abroad, but I never tried to take long conversations in another language too. And I think it's not necessary speak like a native because nowadays almost everyone have to talk a little of English, and it's okay have accent and doesn't pronounce everything correct. The goal that have to be the communication.
Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, would you like to add something? Oh, that's all?
And that's all.
Okay. So yeah, this question is intentional to reflect, because if you see in around the world, I think we have more people speak English and is not native, like than the people who born in like America and England. So yeah, we don't need to worry to talk about like the native, but native speaker does. But yeah, I think the only way, if you live a lot of years and years, like if you move in a child, uh, and if you grow in a country, maybe you can approach like a native, but it's not necessary. Eliminate our accent. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And how about you, Luis? I you question you the question number 3, but feel free to answer also the question number 2. And I'm curious, have you ever the opportunity to talk with a native speaker, and How do you feel in this conversation? And yeah, feel free to answer the question number 2 also, okay?
Okay. Well, let's go to number 2 in a fast way. First, I would like to achieve the C1, but I don't have time to get there. I don't. I don't put. Well, I will get there in 1 year, 2 years, but I would like. I think, as Maria said, everyone will have your own accent, and there's no problem with this. There's no problem. It's possible to learn to speak English like a native speaker does. I don't know. As I really didn't think about it, but Herbert said important thing that there is no possible to do this because we aren't natives. All right, obvious we aren't native. And for the question number 3, can I keep going to the number 3?
Yeah, please.
Well, I don't remember if I speak with a native English. I think I've never. Maybe some time ago, I subscribed to another platform that you pay for classes with people in English, but I didn't remember if it was a native English. I've received in my house two intercambistas, two exchanges,
really?
but they speak English, but they aren't native.
Oh, I
And
see.
yeah, for native English, I think I've never speak.
I see. So nice. About the English level, I think one of the things helped me when one friend of mine told me about the, not necessarily about the level, but the process. Basically, we have like 2 inputs and 2 outputs. If you want to improve our speaking, we need listening a lot, like break spoken. I think Luis said something to describing in our habit. I don't know, to listen a lot of things, watching series. I think this process help us to improve our speaking. And if you want to like so 2 inputs and 2 outputs, the input like is listen and reading, and the outputs it is speaking and writing. So if you want to improve your writing, you need to read a lot, so the ideal it is balance these four, like when you read you learn new vocabularies also. And I think in general Brazil have a lot of people can read, can write, but the most difficult in general, in my perception, it is to speak. So I think that's important. We are here on talk on real conversation, because we need to speak and think at the same time. And sometimes sometimes you try to say something, but not the exactly way you are thinking. And in my case, when I'm trying to say something and I don't have words enough, I try to make her around, try to say the same thing in another way. So this helped me. And I have some opportunities to talk with native persons, and was really difficult for me. Like I was in work and travel in US like some months ago, and well, it is. When I talk with Brazilians or some friends from South America, I don't know. The conversation, I think I can understand better, but when I talk with someone like younger like us, native, sometimes it is really fast for me, and I'm trying to improve my listening skills, because I think the key secret is assimilations. You I think sometimes it's difficult to understand every word, because they have a lot of connectives like us in Portuguese, and we need to try to understand by the context, and this help us. So I encourage you guys to, if you have like, I don't know the way, but you don't need to live abroad to train your to talk with speak, with native speaking people. But nowadays have through the internet some a lot of possibilities. But I think if you have the opportunity to live to have this moment first, don't try to be pressure. No, I need to talk with like him. Perfect. No, perfect is the enemy of the good. Like be yourself. Try to pass the idea. But I think for me, I don't know, but for everyone, but for me, it is a different experience, to talk with a native speaker. And so let's move to the question number 4. Luis, I start with you. When it comes to English, what are your strengths and weakness? Choose from vocabulary, grammar, fluency, pronunciation, reading, listening, writing, and knowledge of idioms. What do you most want to improve? So,
Well, my weakness actually it's about grammar and writing. But for me, at this time, what I most want to improve is my self-confidence to speak. And I don't know exactly, but sometimes I see a Brazilian job offer requiring a level of English that maybe other companies in another place of the world will not require. I don't know exactly to say
yeah,
something about,
I
but
understand your
sometimes I
point.
think
Yeah.
this. And well, I don't have too much confidence to speak, but 1 month ago, I received a job offer, and the people wants to speak with me in English and insisting about it. And let's go. We are here. The people are are insisting, and let's go. And I've done my first English interview, and and it was more easy than I was thinking. I
Oh,
I don't say that I was good, but I'm not so horrible. All right,
uh-huh.
it's not so hard. You can do it with mistakes or not. All of us can get the confidence and do it. And for example, I have the goal to achieve a level to get a certification, but
Mhm,
most important for me, most
mhm.
important than get a certification is to improve my skill to speak, to express myself and listening. I want to get a certification, but most for me, most important, it's get a confidence to speak. All right. I don't know if I'm lost in the question, but
No, no, I think you're
I
perfect. Yeah.
speak too much. And that's
No,
it. Thank you all.
yeah, it's very, very good, Luis. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing your experience. Yeah, I think it is very good. Uh, Herbert, how about you?
Let me see that. When I don't feel that I'm good speaker at the moment, because it's a practical, of course. So to speak with more confidence, I'm trying to prove through these classes,
Mhm,
because there are not other situations that the opportunity to speak. For example, at work. That's very important. So my English is speaking English is I need to improve. So I'm trying to this class to 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 present to appear in the classes to develop in the conversation, the vocabulary, structure of phrases.
mhm.
I think that's it about my speaking at the
Okay,
moment.
Okay. So thank you, Harry, to share. And about you, Maria, what is your strength and weakness, and choose some of the list which do you most want to improve?
Uh, I guess my strengths are vocabulary and kind of listening. Mainly because I always try to put myself in contact with the language and through series, music, film, reading things that I like in English. And my weakness are, I think, fluence, because I understand fluence like I'm be able to answer a question in with naturally. So I'm on a conversation and some person makes me a question and I am able to think and answer in another language.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I am put in this situation, I will freeze myself. And speaking to many, as we said, to get confidence and work with this insecurity. And in my current situation, I want most to improve listening and maybe writing too, because I feel lazy sometimes to write in English.
Mm-hmm. I see. Nice. Thank you for sharing, guys. And yeah, about me, I think my strength. I think I like to talk. I think speaking is not perfect. Of course, I'm here to improve also. And but I think I have I like to I have more facility to speak, and I feel more comfortable to speak and to listen. And but for my writing and reading I think it's okay, but especially when you need to write something, I have more difficult, you know. And I say something, but I think I forget now. Yeah, I have a really difficult with grammar. A lot of people negligent some grammar. You don't need grammar. In my point of view, I think grammar is really important, because when you're in a basic level, like if you don't know anything, the curve of the learning process is like, okay, you don't know nothing, and you don't need grammar to active like intermediate level, but to go to the intermediate level, to the advanced, I think it is impossible without grammar, because I think this part of the curve is faster than this, you know. You have a plateau, and like you need to perseverance to continually to see your results, you know. But I think grammar is really important. My most difficult is to make phrase in the some past tenses, you know, like future. Sometimes I have really difficult to with the verbs. And yeah, I think my most difficult it is to, and I pass some situations basically when I changed sometimes when I was in my work exchange, working travel exchange. Like I turn sometimes I change the she and he, and I say, oh my gosh. So, but yeah, in grammar in general, for me it is difficult with the tenses, because we have some tenses we don't have exactly in Portuguese, and we have a lot of rulers. So is my difficult with English. I don't know, someone you'd like to say something, or we can move on to the next question.
I never thought like in this recession, because many people give up when in this plateau. and never active fluence, maybe, but fluence, total fluence.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I analogy helped me to understand this plateau, this the curve. Like when a person starts a diet with food, I need lost some weight, and then in the beginning is easier, and then has a moment is more difficult to lose, and but you need to continually make exercise. I think training. I think that's the idea. So guys, let's move on now to the question. Let me see. We don't have like too much time, but let me see one question. I think the question number 7, it is cool. Maria, it is important to learn slang, swear words, or phrasal verbs in English. Why or why not? And do you know the meaning of slang and swear words? Slang, I think it is gíria for us. And slang words, I think it is when you're curious, because one person said to see if you are really fluent in another video, when you can fight because when you're angry, we have a tendency to use our mother language. I don't know. So I think swear words, I think it's almost like palavrão. And phrasal verbs, I think everyone already knows. Like I think so. Basically, that's it. So how it is important to learn this kind of categories. I don't know why or why not.
Phrasal verbs are fundamental, but the others you learn without try to learn. You learn watching TV, and you apply this in currently when you are talking Portuguese to express some feeling, and doesn't be understanding. But phrasal verbs, it's very important because some context you be able to understand some context because the phrasal verb applying in some sentence. But the others we will learn.
And the phrasal verbs you can't translate because it's not the same idea. Yeah, phrasal verb, I think you need to memorize. I don't know, because if you don't know, like if you need to see at least once in your life to understand the meaning, because and the slang, I think slang and swear words, I think is not to you necessarily use, but you understand, because you can filter what you listen. Or sometimes you can see a video or something like that. You need to at least understand, not necessarily to use. But I agree with you. Go ahead. Did you like to say that?
I would like to add something, because some slang, it's necessary and maybe know when you can use, because sounds off, offensive, or can be misunderstanding.
And how about you, Herbert?
About slang words.
Yeah, about slang, swear words, or phrasal verbs.
Slang words, it's like a xingar or gíria that you said, or it depends on the context.
Yeah, slang, I think is like gíria, and swear words is, I think, is palavrões, or when you are in a anger conversation. I think you use swear words.
For me, of course, yes, it's very important. I think the first words when you're learning another language, we want to swear someone. I'm joking, but independent is important, of course, because it's common that you are in a discussion, you want to swear someone. And about slang words, depends on the context. If you want to travel in a specific country, a specific city, if it if it, the slang words normal, so you will learn. You will learn. Probably you will learn because if the slang word is very common, so think you will use in the other context.
Okay.
About
Phrasal
phrasal verb,
verbs.
yes, very important because it's everywhere. In the reading, especially on the reading.
Mm-hmm. I see. That's all. Sure.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Herbert. And how about you, Luis?
Well, I think that depends on your goal. What
Mhm.
do you want to achieve in English? Maybe if you want, maybe if you have an, if you want to go to a small city in the USA, maybe you need to learn about slang, all right? But in general, I think that it's important to know, but not too much. And phrasal verb is the probably the most difficult and important part in the learning of the English. All right. Swear words, as Maria said, I totally agree with her that you we heard in every time we listen to your swear words when we watching a movies or a series. Yeah, that's it.
I see.
If
Yeah,
you want to, sorry, but if you are going to work in a company abroad, maybe you
yeah.
don't need to learn swear words, maybe, but I really don't know exactly. If you have if you want to get a certification, maybe you don't need to
Mm-hmm.
learn, but depends on the goals and the context, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
I agree. Yeah, I think knowledge is not never too much. I think it is good for us have the knowledge about this kind of um uh, words because I don't know. I think specifically for you to understand some cultural problems. I think, for example, you said something about community like in the US, you have like the black people have a specific language between they and like it has some words. It's very often for you say for in some occasions, and it's about slang. I don't know. Has some. I don't know if you already saw the black the what is the series? It's like the Prince of Bel-Air, but it's in a new version. And then sometimes they use a lot of slangs, like a lot of words, a lot of ways to talk is very informal. So and sometimes even for a native speak, sometimes it's difficult to understand. You know, so I think as you said, depend of your goals, of course. But I think it is important to us have the acknowledge about this category. And so, oh, let me bring the people back. Oh, I almost forget. Close our rooms. We are almost the end, guys. While the people is coming, what is your favorite word in English? I don't know if someone want to have a favorite uh, word like to say. The people is coming some seconds, 40 seconds. Luis, do you have some favorite word in English?
Yes, I like the expression trade-off because I
Oh,
think that is I don't like to use English words in my daily, all right? When I communicate in Portuguese, I don't like to exchange the
I
words.
understand.
I avoid this. But the word trade-off, for me, it's very simple to express an important idea. I
That,
I avoid to use this in my daily Portuguese conversation, but trade-off for me, it's a very good word,
but
expression.
you bring important things. Sometimes, even if you translate, the power of the meaning don't have the same thing. Sometimes I think that's why you don't prefer to translate. You prefer to use the word. But I understand you. Sometimes it takes a lot of words in English and include it in your vocabulary is sometimes not necessary. So, but I understand your point. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you like your conversation. And Rodrigo, let me know how was your experience on TNT for your first time.
Really good. I really like it. I think it's works. No, I'm feeling I'm getting better than the beginning. No,
Nice.
you
Uh,
you can you can say fast, like you don't need to wait too much time, and then you
Nice.
it's good. I think it's good. I think it's good to improve my English. Really good. I'm really
Very,
satisfied. And thanks,
very,
Bruna, and all the guys, Charles and Larissa, to help me in this first class.
very good, Rodrigo. Uh, and you, Charles, let me know what is your favorite word in English?
Empathy.
Why?
Yeah. Why I adopt this word here in Canada? Because it's too difficult to pronunciation.
I see.
Here we can face a lot of good person that have a lot of empathy.
I
And
see.
for me, it's a special meeting because I face another Goiano guys and agronomist guy here, and for me it was amazing.
Very good. Yeah, TNT is about this. Not only to training English, but about our community. I say for my group, I encourage one another to make connections on LinkedIn. Professional connect. I think it is good. And you, Larissa, how was your conversation? And let me know what is your favorite word in English.
Okay, it was a funny conversation. I was glad to be here with the boys and see Bruna again. And like I said before, I don't know if I have a favorite word, but I would say dream because I am a dreamer. I consider myself a dreamer, so I like the meaning, you know.
Nice. I remember the phrase from Martin Luther King, right? I have a dream, and yeah, it's very famous. So, Bruna, tell me, what is your favorite word in English, and how was the conversation?
It was really, really nice. It's always good to be around the guys. I love talking to them, and this is an interesting subject too. It's always nice to share things about it. My favorite word, I don't know if I have one, but I said the word that is on my mind this week is patience. This week it was last week, my immersion was about patience, so I'm thinking a lot about it. Yeah, and I think that's it, because I feel we need to be more patient, and I always struggle with patience and patient, so it's tricky too.
I see. So, guys, we have some more 2 minutes, but I would like to I send here a survey. So, after here, when we close the immersion, please answer the survey. It is really important for us on TNT for we continuing improving. So be honest. Don't worry. It is anonymous, so don't. We need to be you're sincere with us. So feel free to give your feedback for us, and it's really important. follow us on Instagram, on YouTube also. And we have more 2 minutes. I want to know, Maria Hebert. Maria, what is your favorite word or some word in English you like to say?
I like the word autumn. Without reason, I just like the sonority.
What is the word? I didn't get that.
Autumn, the synonym of fall, the season of year.
Do my type for me, because I didn't get. But Herbert, how about you?
My best words
Yeah, what is your favorite word in English if you have one?
in
And Rodrigo,
English.
think he won also. I will ask for you.
Oh my God, I didn't know. I never asked
Like
me a question.
my word, I like to say totally. I don't know why, but I like the sound. But Rodrigo, do you have some words?
It's hard to me to find one. I say to guys about health, because what they mean. So you can do everything if you have health, something like that. But I
Nice.
think if I have time to think, I'm go more to I like dream. That's Larissa. Patient, Bruna's nice words, better than mine.
I see. So Luis said trade off, and he says sometimes we don't have a word with the same meaning exactly the idea in Portuguese. Sometimes we need to use in the other language. So, but guys, thank you so much for this time. Now it is 8 p.m. I hope you like the conversation today. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good week. And so that's it, guys. Thank you all for this time together.
See you. Have a great week,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.